Hello everyone, in this video we are going to study about high voltage engineering. High voltage engineering is a branch of electrical engineering that includes study and application of electrical phenomena occurring in various mediums of high voltage. The main problem of high voltage engineering is the construction of reliable high voltage insulation with minimum dimensions at low cost. In this session, we will be dealing with levels and necessities of high voltages, electrical insulation and electrical fields, types of insulation and discharge of extremely non-uniform field, corona due to star, streamer and leader types, along with corona loss in transmission line and methods to reduce corona loss. Let us study about levels of high voltage. All over the world, voltage level can be classified as low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, extra high voltage, ultra high voltage. However, the exact magnitude of these levels can vary from country to country. Hence, this system of technical terms for voltage levels is inaccurate. In most part of the world, even 440 volt is considered as high voltage since it is dangerous for living being. Hence, it would be more appropriate to always mention level of voltage being referred without any nomenclature. So, voltage levels can be classified as consumer level having AC power frequency of 110 volt, 220 volt single phase and 440 volt, 3.3 kilovolt, 6.6 kilovolt and 11 kilovolt of three phase. At railway traction of 25 kilovolt single phase, which is one of the biggest consumer of power spread at any particular stretch of 40 kilometer of track length. At generation side, a three-phase synchronous generator of 440 volt, 3.3 kilovolt, 6.6 kilovolt for small generator, 11 kilovolt for 110 and 220 megawatt generator, 21.5 kilovolt for 500 megawatt generator and 33 kilovolt for 1000 megawatt generator. At distribution side, we have 440 volt, 3.3 kilovolt, 6.6 kilovolt, 11 kilovolt, 33 kilovolt, 66 kilovolt with increase in power consumption density. Power distribution voltage level rises because power handling capacity is directly proportional to square of voltage level. For AC transmission, 110 kilovolt, 132 kilovolt, 220 kilovolt, 380 to 400 kilovolt, 500 kilovolt up to 1150 kilovolt. In a three-phase power system, rated voltage is given in line-to-line RMS voltage. For DC transmission, a DC single pole and bipolar lines of plus minus 100 kV to plus minus 500 kV are used. Advanced countries like US, Canada, Japan have single phase AC power consumption at 110 volt. Rest of the whole world consumes single phase AC power at 220 volt with an only advantage that 110 volt is safer over 220 volt. But it has got its own disadvantages. They are: it requires double magnitude of current to deliver same power at 220 volt. Hence, for same magnitude of I square R, losses to limit conductor or insulation temperature to 70 degrees Celsius, resistance of distribution cable should be 4 times lower. So, cable cross section has to be increased 4 folds. 4 times more copper requirement is there. Due to higher magnitude of current, higher magnetic field in buildings are developed which is not good for health. With installation of modern inexpensive protective devices, that is earth fault relays, 220 volt is safe as 120 volt. Let us study about electrical insulation and dielectrics. They are classified as gaseous dielectric, vacuum as dielectric, liquid dielectric, and solid dielectric. When we talk about gaseous dielectric, atmospheric air is the cheapest and most widely used dielectric. Other gaseous dielectrics used as compressed gas at higher pressure than atmosphere is nitrogen, sulfur hexafluoride and its mixtures with carbon dioxide, nitrogen, SF6 is widely used for gas insulated system, circuit breaker and gas field installations, that is substation and cables. It is being now applied for power transformer also. When we talk about vacuum as dielectric, vacuum of order 10 to the power minus 5 torr and lower provides an excellent electrical insulation. Vacuum technology developed and applied for circuit breaker is in last 3 decades of are the phenomena followed in vacuum dielectric. When we talk about liquid dielectric, organic liquids, mineral insulating oils and impregnating compounds, natural and synthetic of required physical, chemical and electrical properties are used very widely in transformer, capacitor, cables and circuit breakers. For a solid dielectric, very large in number and mostly used solid dielectric are PVC, ceramic, glass, rubber, resins, reinforced plastic, polypropylene, impregnated paper, wood, cotton, mica, pressboard, bakelite, Teflon, etc., along with nanomaterials are used as a solid dielectric. Electric fields. Faraday described the space around a magnet to be filled with magnetic lines of force. Similarly, the region around an electrified object may be considered to be filled with lines of electric force. These lines existed as mechanical structures in the surrounding mediums, that is, dielectric, and could exercise on an object placed therein. The electric field intensity, also known as electric field strength, is defined as electrostatic force. The force exerted by field on a unit positive discharge Q placed at a particular point P in a dielectric. It is denoted by capital E and expressed in newtons per coulomb, that is the force per unit charge, also measured in volts per meter. The electric field intensity is often mentioned as electric stress experienced by a dielectric or an insulating material. The potential between 2 points A and B having scalar potential phi A phi B in a space charge electric field E is defined as work done by an external source in moving a unit positive charge from A to B can be given as UAB is equal to minus of integral B to A E dx is equal to phi A minus phi B. UAB is positive if work done in carrying positive charge from B to A. The maximum magnitude of electric field intensity is therefore given by maximum value of rate of change of potential with distance. The maximum value of Rate of change of potential is obtained when the direction of E is opposite to the direction in which potential is increasing more rapidly, which can be stated as differentiating UAB with respect to x at maximum we get minus E max, where E is equal to minus gradient phi. Electric field intensity is numerically equal to potential gradient. Let us talk about electric strength in dielectrics. Quantitative definition of electric strength of a dielectric is the maximum electric stress a dielectric can withstand. A large number of factors affect electric breakdown of a dielectric. They are pressure, humidity, temperature, electric field configuration, applied voltage waveform, its duration and magnitude, presence of impurities and imperfections in dielectrics, and the composition of dielectric material. Hence, a quantitative definition is complicated. In a time varying AC power frequency, quasi stationary field, the maximum electric stress occur at the peak value of applied voltage. So, intrinsic strength of dielectric can be defined as, for gaseous dielectric, it is the magnitude of breakdown voltage measured across a gap distance of 1 centimeter in uniform field, where eta is equal to 1 at normal temperature and pressure. For liquid and solid dielectrics, it is the highest value of breakdown strength obtained after eliminating all secondary effects which may influence breakdown adversely. It is measured for ideal conditions of dielectric in uniform field for mm and micrometer, thin films of liquid and solid dielectrics instead of 1 centimeter gap distance in case of gaseous dielectrics. Electric field can be classified into two. They are uniform field and non-uniform field. Non-uniform field are further classified into weak non-uniform field and extremely non-uniform field. A uniform field consists of UI, that is partial breakdown inception voltage, equal to complete breakdown voltage with eta is equal to 1, while non-uniform field has eta less than 1. For weakly non-uniform field, partial breakdown inception voltage is equal to complete breakdown voltage like a uniform field, but eta is greater than equal to 0.25. For an extremely non-uniform field, partial breakdown inception voltage is very much less than complete breakdown voltage and eta is less than 0.25. Here, in weakly non-uniform field, no partial breakdown occurs before breakdown, while in extremely non-uniform field, stable partial breakdown occurs before breakdown. Here, eta can be stated as Schweitzer factor. The degree of uniformity of an electrical field can be given by eta, which was introduced by Schweitzer in 1922 as a measure of uniformity of field, which is defined as eta is equal to E mean by E max, which is equal to U by D into 1 by E max, which can either be given as U is equal to Emax into eta d, where E mean and E max are peak values of mean and maximum field intensities in a dielectric. U is a peak value difference applied between two electrodes at a distance d apart. Eta represents degree of utilization of dielectric in between two electrodes. Higher the value of eta gives better utilization of insulating properties of a dielectric. We have a tabulation here with a uniform, weakly non-uniform and extremely non-uniform elements. A uniform material has parallel plates shown here with eta value 1, a concentric cylinder having eta value less than equal to 0.25, while extremely non-uniform field with a needle plane having eta value very much less than 0.01. The discharge in extremely non-uniform field is explained here. The quasi-continuous partial breakdown process in air is characterized by three different stages in its development. They are star, streamer and leader corona. Let us study them one by one. Before going into the discharge of corona, let us study about partial breakdown corona. As difference between maximum and mean field intensities increase leading to smaller eta factor, the field becomes more non-uniform. Consequently, a poorer utilization of insulating properties of the dielectric takes place in extremely non-uniform field at voltages much below breakdown. This phenomena is called partial breakdown, and when it occurs at free electrodes in a gas, it is called corona. At higher working voltages, it is often very difficult to produce apparatus free of partial breakdown at normal working voltages. There are three types of corona that can be distinguished as they are different at electrode shapes and gap distances in power system. The first classification is development of star corona, having two types: positive point plane electrode configuration. It is either called as positive or anode star corona, and negative point plane electrode configuration, which is negative or cathode glow corona. The second type of classification is development of steamer or canal discharge, which is of two types: positive rod plane electrode or positive streamer corona, and negative rod plane electrode negative streamer corona. And the third classification is development of leader corona. Let us study about the first type, that is development of star corona. Consider a point or a needle and plane electrode configuration with a positive DC voltage which is greater than producing electric field to cause ionization at the tip of the needle. The plane electrode and needle arrangement. The plane electrode being grounded, The ionization grows in the form of development of avalanche as shown. It becomes vigorous on increased apply voltage, leading to partial or local breakdown of air in the region where field intensity in dielectric is higher than required partial breakdown inception, which leads to development of production of very large amount of charged particles due to considerable difference in moment of electron and positive ion. It leads to surface charge formation. Since resultant field in the gap depends upon interaction between fields produced by space charge and applied electric field, it is very much dependent upon polarity of electrode. Both positive and negative polarities are therefore considered separately. When we talk about positive point plane electrode configuration, beyond short distance del x, field intensity falls beyond below minimum field required for partial breakdown, that is EI. Thus, strong space charge formation process is able to extend itself to a maximum length of del x in gap, which is shorter than critical amplification of length required by avalanche. When positive DC is applied, electrons are absorbed by positive electrode. A positive space charge due to heavy electrode. The space del x is explained here. A positive space charge due to heavy and slow ions remain at the back. It has slow moment resulting in weakening of electrical field causing breakdown and discharge occurs. The dark lines shows space charge and another one without space charge. Causing of avalanche is shown here for a short distance del x. When we have negative point or plane electrode configuration in case of development of star corona, when a negative DC voltage is applied due to high field, electrons drift very fast nearer to point of electrode but then slow down because of steep fall in field intensities, a negative space charge leading to weakening of the field, preventing avalanche, causing partial breakdown or corona. The development of streamer or canal discharge is shown here. It is produced on application of DC, AC as well as impulse type of voltage to hemisphere plane electrode system. The field distribution between point plane electrode is modified in such a way that field intensity fall at the tip of electrode is not very steep like star corona, which increases depth region del x. As a result, avalanche developed in this region can acquire critical length of amplification, leading to transformation from avalanche to streamer discharge, causing strong effect of polarity. For a positive rod plane electrode, electrons at the head of avalanche are absorbed immediately by positive electrodes, that is anode. The positive charge left behind can lead to weakening of field next to anode to such an extent that further discharge may not be possible in this region with strong concentration of positive space charge up to the tail end of avalanche. An increase in electric field due to presence of weak negative space charge produced at front of next avalanche is formed by photo emission in subsequent manner carrying weakening of field and breakdown occurs. The direction of growth of streamer is shown towards the right side for positive rod plane electrode and direction of an avalanche towards the left side. In case of negative rod plane electrode, the directions are reversed. The growth of streamer move towards the left while direction of an avalanche move towards the right. The development of streamer discharge here begins with an avalanche which require its critical amplification. A strong positive charge is built in front of rod in dielectric which increases field intensity at the tip of electrode. Electrons form positive space charge at head of avalanche slightly away from electrode tip, thereby weakening of field at vicinity and causes breakdown. The figure here shows leader corona. The development of leader corona is formed such that if gap distance between rod and plane electrode increases above 1 meter and sufficient potential is applied to rod after vigorous activity of streamer corona at the tip of constriction of streamer, trajectory takes place and stem is formed. On increasing applied voltage further, the stem is discharged, which grows into bright light, stepped trajectories in gap toward the plane. This is called leader corona. Let us study about corona loss in transmission line. The phenomenon of corona is ionization of air surrounding power conductors. As potential between conductors increases, the gradient around surface of conductor increases. Free electrons will move with certain velocity depending upon field strength. These electrons collide with the molecules of air and liberate electrons from these air molecules. The process of ionization is cumulative and ultimately forms an electron avalanche causing flashover and corona phenomena occurs. If voltage gradient is further increased, the size of brightness of luminous glow goes on increasing until an arc is established between conductors because of total breakdown of insulating properties of air between them. The audible noise produced by corona of transmission line increases during bad weather. The factors affecting corona loss in an overhead transmission line are frequency and waveform of supply voltage. Corona loss depends upon frequency and waveform of supply voltage. Higher the frequency of supply voltage, higher are the corona loss. Therefore, corona in DC line is less as compared to AC. In an AC system, because of corona phenomenon, there is always presence of third harmonic effect which further increases corona loss. The second factor affecting corona loss in transmission line is radius and spacing of conductors. It is seen that radius and spacing of conductors affect surface gradient and hence the voltage at which corona starts. The surface gradient also depends on the configuration of line and height of corona above ground level. The third type of factor is condition of conductor surface. The electric field will be less uniform in conductors with rough space. The roughness of surface may be due to stranding, scratches, or deposition of dust or other particles on the surface. Due to concentration of field intensity at rough spots, local corona discharge occurs at much lower voltage. The fourth factor is atmospheric condition. The corona loss is fairly large during foul weather conditions such as rain, fog, smoke, etc. in the vicinity of conductors. These weather conditions reduce uniformity of electric field and lowers corona formation voltage. Air density. At higher altitudes, the air density is low, which lowers the corona voltage, although the lower temperature at such high altitudes increases corona voltage and thus compensate earlier effect. The sixth factor is conductor diameter. When conductor diameter is larger, critical disruptive voltage is also larger, and hence larger is the size of conductor, lower is the corona loss. The last factor affecting corona loss for a transmission line is number of conductors per phase. For a line with operating voltage of 400 kV or more, employing a single conductor per phase, corona loss and hence radio interference are more. The method to reduce corona are: corona causes loss of power, radio interference, vibration in conductors, formation of ozone and oxides of nitrogen. Following methods can be used to control corona: increase spacing between conductors, large conductor diameter and bundled conductors. Corona losses are reduced by using conductors of large diameter. The diameter of conductor can be increased by either using hollow conductors or steel core aluminum conductors or expanded ACSR conductors which incorporate plastic or fibrous spaces. A bundle conductor consists of two or more parallel subconductors at a spacing much larger than their diameter. These groups of subconductors form phase conductors and are called as duplex or twin, triplex, quadruplet, etc. Bundled conductors are commonly used in EHV and UHV lines to reduce corona loss. The bundled conductors are advantageous because of their lower inductive reactance and higher capacitance and hence lower surge impedance. The disruptive voltage can be increased by increasing spaces between the conductors. With the increase in spacing between conductors, the cost of towers are increased. Also, there is an increase in reactive line drop. Hence, this method of reducing corona has its own limitations. Thank you.